welcome back to That Hygge Life. Today I wanted to show you guys my October bullet journal setup and all the different pages that entails. I use my bullet journal more in a practical way, so yes, there are some doodles and I play with color a little bit, but it's not super complicated and it's very easy to make your own if you did want to copy how I set up all these different pages. First, I start with my gratitude page, and as you can see, I just wrote gratitudes in this like cursive font at the top, and then I put the dates and the days of the week going down the side so that each day I can get in my bullet journal and write down 1 or 2 different gratitudes for that day. Since it is October, which means Halloween and spooky stuff, I put some ghosts and a pumpkin on there. As I flip through this bullet journal and do different pages, you'll see that I skip pages after each one that I fill out, and that's because the way I have my bullet journal set up right now, I am using it as a quarterly bullet journal, so I fill out every 3rd page for whatever month I am planning. So I'm doing just October right now, and then my November video will come out whenever we get closer to November, and then I will fill out the pages next to the ones I'm filling out now. My page after gratitudes is my self-care page. This just has some different self-care practices that I try to do each month, or it at least just gives me some ideas and helps me to remember to do some special stuff for myself. Some of my self-care ideas are 1 day without screens, 1 date with a friend, 1 day just for me, and buy myself some flowers. There are definitely some other ones in there, and as the month goes on, I will refer to another journal I have and fill in some fall self-care ideas. And those could look like going to the pumpkin patch, or going to pick apples, or making a pie at home, just different things like that. The next page I'm setting up is my trackers page, or at least that's what I call it. I like to track my Apple Watch rings on paper just to see them all spread out more clearly and easily. For some reason, my brain just works better on paper. So I am splitting up this trackers page into 6 different sections, just using my different colors that I'm using for this month. So I will track my move ring, exercise ring, stand ring, how many steps I do, how much distance I go, and I also, in this little sliver on the end, am going to track my moods. Usually I'll do a whole page for tracking my moods, but I feel like sometimes it is just a waste of space, and if I forget to fill some out, it just looks like a lot of empty space on the page. So this month, and I guess for this quarter, I'll be trying to see how I like just doing the moods in this small space. Using the colors for this month, I just assigned a mood or a feeling with each one, put a little face on it, and then as the month goes on, I'll get these colors back out and put a little dot on that day of whatever the mood was. Next is my sleep tracker. I like to calculate my sleep, or I guess just track my sleep, because there are certain things I want to do during the day, and sometimes I just have to make sure that I'm still getting enough sleep even with getting everything else done. On my sleep tracker, I again put the dates and the days of the week going down the side, and then along the top I am putting in the hours of the day. With my green and orange colors, I am putting lines of when I want to wake up and when I'm wanting to go to sleep. Next is my intentions page. Other people might just call this a habit tracker. I like the word intention more than habit for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I used a habit tracker and called it a habit tracker for a really long time, and I think it just started to wear on me that if it was really a habit, then I wouldn't have to track it or make sure that I'm doing it. So having certain things on here that I call my intentions really solidifies in my mind that if I'm doing all these things, then I am living an intentional life and not just living through habit. Some of the things on my intentions list are morning and evening yoga, reading, doing something creative that day, and making sure I spend time in my journal. As you can see here, I skipped quite a few pages here, and like I said, this journal is for the entire last quarter of the year. So I have calculated and counted all of these pages out, and I know that I need certain ones for different months and that I wanted to have different quotes in between different monthly spreads. So I skipped a few pages there, and again, I will share whatever I put on there. Next, I'm hopping straight into the October monthly. This is where I'm going to do my cover page, my quote, and hop right into like my month at a glance and then my weeklies. So for my cover page and quote, I came up with or put together a little quote myself. It just says, "It's okay to be scared, but remember to keep going." On the other side of my cover page, it just says October in that same kind of cursive script font that I've been carrying through for October. And then I wanted to try to do a simple skull kind of look. So I just did as simple as you can for a skull. And then I made the eyes and nose kind of like these little pumpkin shapes. And then I even gave the little pumpkin shapes their own little eyes, so they kind of look more like jack-o'-lanterns. I doodled some super simple bats around and then went back through on my quote page with this sparkly silver. Tried to get it to sparkle in the light for you guys, but it was not working. On the next page is my month at a glance. It is pretty simple, and I wanted it to look kind of choppy and irregular. So I first went through and just made sure that I had counted out all of the squares for my month so that I had enough room and that they were all in the right spaces. After that, I went back over very loosely, very sketchy, and put black colored pencil over all of that, and then went through with my colored markers to put little dots for the dates. I made a little box at the top here for October fun facts because I feel like these different facts have been popping up and I just think it's really interesting. Such as, did you know that this year for October we have 2 full moons? One is on October 1st and the other is on Halloween night, which is a blood moon full moon. Halloween is also on the day of daylight savings, which means we get an extra hour of spooky time, Halloween night. And then October also starts off the holiday season. Although in my household, we have already started listening to Christmas music. Don't judge. On the other side, there was some empty space at the top here, so I just put this little ghost, and he says, excuse me, but boo. And then on the other side, I just put a section for notes. Next, I jump right into my first weekly spread of the month. The rest of them will look pretty much identical, so I just show the first one here. I started with these 4 boxes on the side, and then I turned them all into little ghosts holding up the little signs with the information on it. And I gave all the ghosts different little faces. The first one is showing what week of the month it is, so I will put all of the dates and then highlight that week. The next little ghost is holding a sign that says this week, so in that sign I will put the events that are happening this week. And then the next little ghost has a sign for my weekly goal, and then the last one has a sign for things that are coming up next week. Using all of the colors that I have chosen for this week, or for this month, I put little banners to separate the days, and then I went in with my sparkly silver pen to put all of the days of the week and the dates. I felt like it was a little off because of the ghosts on the left-hand side, so I decided to put some doodles in on the right-hand side to make it a little bit more balanced. And here is the final flip through. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, the world needs you. Keep going, keep dreaming, keep reaching your goals. Bye!